People spend months building an AI system. They train it carefully, they test it extensively. It does perform beautifully in development. And then you launch it. And at the most critical moment, it confidently tells your users something completely false. Welcome to the second episode in our Agony of Eros series about AI product management. I'm sure this seems familiar to a lot of you. I would like to call this as the hallucination heartbreak. The ancient Greeks understood that love could lead to both creation and destruction. In AI product management, this manifests mostly and most painfully through hallucinations when the very capability that makes AI magical becomes the source of its greatest failures. Let me tell you about some real examples that illustrate this phenomenon. Google's Bard had its public launch demonstration in Feb 2023. The demo was designed to showcase Bard's ability to answer complex questions accurately. During the presentation, Bard was asked what new discoveries the James Webb Space Telescope had made. Bard confidently responded that the telescope had taken the very first pictures of a planet outside our solar system. This sounded impressive and authoritative. There was just one problem: it was completely wrong. The first exoplanet image was officially captured by a different telescope years earlier. Google's stock price dropped by over $100 billion after the error was discovered. The heartbreak here wasn't just financial. Google's team had built something they believed would revolutionize search. They had poured their passion and expertise into creating an AI that could compete with ChatGPT. The hallucination destroyed not just their launch, but their confidence in the technology they had fallen in love with. Another devastating example comes from the legal profession. A law firm used ChatGPT to help research and draft court filings for a case against an airline. The AI confidently provided six legal precedents that seemed perfectly relevant to the case. The lawyers submitted these precedents in their court filing. When the opposing counsel and judge tried to verify the cases, they discovered that all six were completely fabricated. The case named, all of those case names looked realistic. The legal reasoning seemed sound, but none of the cases actually existed. The lawyers faced sanctions from the court and professional embarrassment. But the deeper heartbreak was realizing that they had trusted an AI system that could create such convincing falsehoods. This pattern repeats across many domains. AI coding assistants generate code that looks syntactically correct but contains subtle bugs. AI writing tools create citations for research papers that sound academic but reference non existing publications. AI image generators create faces of people who never existed but look completely real. The hallucination problem reveals the fundamental tension in AI development. The same capabilities that make AI impressive, its ability to generate human like responses, to synthesize information creatively, to fill gaps in knowledge, and also all of these can make it capable of creating convincing falsehoods. This is where the eros becomes agony. Teams fall in love with AI's generative capabilities. They marvel at how human like the outputs appear. They become excited about the possibility of AI that can communicate naturally with users. But this very naturalness becomes the trap. Humans have evolved to interpret confident, articulate communication as trustworthy. When AI systems speak with certainty, we instinctively want to believe them. The heartbreak comes when you realize that the AI's confidence has no correlation with its accuracy. The system can just be as certain when it's completely wrong as when it's completely correct. So I have observed this pattern in AI product development repeatedly. Teams build systems that perform well in controlled testing environments. The AI handles known scenarios effectively, provides accurate responses to familiar questions. But when deployed in real world situations, the AI encounters edge cases and novel contexts it wasn't explicitly trained for. Instead of acknowledging uncertainty, it generates responses that sound authoritative but may be completely incorrect. The psychological impact on product teams is profound. You've invested months or years building something you believed would help users. You've watched it demonstrate impressive capabilities during development. Then you discover it's been misleading people with false confidence. Some teams try to solve this through disclaimers and warnings. They add text saying AI can make mistakes or verify information which is important to you, blah blah. But users often ignore these warnings, especially when the AI's response sounds pretty convincing. So other teams, they attempt to solve hallucinations through better training data or more sophisticated algorithms. While these approaches can reduce the frequency of hallucinations, they haven't eliminated the fundamental problem. The most successful AI products I've observed take a different approach. They design their user interfaces and workflows to account for the possibility of hallucinations from the very beginning. They show confidence levels alongside responses, and they provide sources that users can verify or cite. They structure interaction so that AI provides suggestions rather than definitive answers. They build feedback mechanisms that help identify and correct errors very, very quickly. These teams have learned to love AI for what it actually is rather than what they wished it could be. They have accepted that current AI systems will sometimes generate false information, and they have designed their products accordingly. The hallucination heartbreak teaches us something important about AI product management. The same capabilities that create value can also create problems. The key is building systems that amplify the benefits while mitigating the risks. In my next episode, I'll explore something called as the uncanny valley of user love. What happens when AI becomes too human like for users to feel comfortable? Follow me for more such insights. Thank you so much.